Hey you guys, welcome back to another video on Michigan Sports Talk here. And this one is going to be just talking about the college football playoff rankings in the order and just talking about it all in this video. As you guys all know, Michigan did make the cut at number 2. They will be playing Georgia on December 31st, New Year's Eve at 7:30 p.m. But we're going to be talking about the whole college football playoffs, so make sure you guys watch the whole entire video. Make sure you guys do go ahead, hit that like button if you do go ahead to enjoy, and hit that subscribe button as well. Just going to be a little nice, casual video here, just talking about the college football playoffs, and then I'm probably going to be covering recruiting as well. Until up to Georgia, and then covering basketball and everything. So we're still going to be doing everything around here on this channel. I'm also probably going to try to make a hype video for Michigan football as they enter the playoffs, so look out for that. I'm working on it right now. Other than that, let's get right into today's video. Alright, so the order, the CFP came in yesterday. Sunday was the big reveal, and obviously Alabama, Michigan, Georgia, and Cincinnati all made it. But in the order, it was number 1 Alabama, number 2 Michigan, number 3 Georgia, and number 4 Cincinnati as the top 4 teams on Sunday on selection day. So obviously Alabama will be playing Cincinnati in the Cotton Bowl at 3:30 p.m. on New Year's Eve, and then Michigan will be playing Georgia at 7:30 p.m. on New Year's Eve in the Orange Bowl, and the winners of those goes to the national championship. Now, really the only debate I think that was going on was who was going to be number 1. Was Michigan going to be number 1, or was Alabama going to be number 1? Both coming off stellar performances against top-ranked teams. Michigan beat number 13 Iowa at the time, and and Alabama beat number 1 Georgia at the time. They both did it in blowout fashion. Michigan won their game 42-3, and then Alabama beat Georgia 41-24. Now, I will say I did think that Michigan was going to be number 1. I just thought they have been the more dominant team in the last 2 weeks. After beating number 2 Ohio State 42-27, following that up beating number 13 Iowa 42-3 in the Big Ten championship. And then you look at Alabama; they went to overtime, like 3 overtimes against Auburn, and only beat them 24-22. The following week, obviously beat number 1 Georgia 41-24. So that was definitely a big decision the committee had to make. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about the rankings, what you guys thought. Did they get it right, or should have Michigan been number 1? It doesn't really matter. We made the playoffs, so I'm good with it. We played Georgia. It's going to be a great matchup, and I think Michigan, right now, in my opinion, I think Michigan is the best team in the playoffs right now. So, I think it's Michigan and Alabama, but right now, obviously Alabama is really good, but I just think Michigan, it has been doing the best out of all 4 of these teams here late down in the season here. That's just my opinion from watching, all the games. But I mean, Michigan and Alabama right now, I think, are the best 2 teams in the country right now, and then Georgia is right there behind them. Cincinnati, we'll see how they do against Alabama. We all know that Cincinnati hasn't played really anybody this season. They beat Notre Dame, which was a very good win, and they also beat Houston. But they just haven't. They don't play big teams like Power 5 conferences do, like Georgia, Alabama, and Michigan. So that's obviously why they got the 4 seed, sitting at 13-0. Let's go over Alabama's schedule here. Starting in the beginning, they played in Miami, beat them 44-13, beat Mercer, beat Florida only by 2 points, 31-29. They beat Florida. They played Southern Miss, took care of business, and they beat Ole Miss, which is a very good win, 42-21. But then they lost to Texas A&M, 41-38. Texas A&M obviously not the best team, definitely not that great this season. As you know, they were ranked in the top 5 at one point, just really had a letdown season. They still finished 8-4 though, so they still had a decent season. But then Alabama beat Mississippi State 49-9, beat Tennessee 52-24. That was actually a pretty close game, but they did take control in the fourth quarter of that one. And then they beat LSU in another close one, 20-14. New Mexico State, we all know what happened in that one. And then they beat Arkansas 42-35, beat Auburn 24-22 in 3 overtimes, and beat Georgia 41-24. So that is their schedule. Now we look at Michigan's. Started out the season against Western Michigan, beat them 47-14, beat Washington 31-10, beat the MAC champs Northern Illinois 63-10. Not that it really, matters, but then they struggled against Rutgers, beat them 20-13 still though. Then they beat Wisconsin 38-17. And they struggled with Nebraska as well. They still won at 32-29, and then beat Northwestern 33-7. Lost to obviously Michigan State 37-33, and then beat Indiana 29-7. Beat Penn State 21-17. Beat Maryland 59-18. Beat Ohio State 42-27, and beat Iowa 42-3 to cap off the amazing season from the Michigan Wolverines. So take those schedules as you will. Obviously, in the last 2 to 3 weeks, I think Michigan has been the more dominant team than Alabama. That's why I thought they might get the #1 seed, but I guess the committee, they say that they didn't look at matchups, but I think we can be skeptical about that, because I'm sure they really did not want an Alabama-Georgia rematch in the semifinals. So I think that had a deal, or that had a play or a say in who was going to be #1, either Michigan or Alabama. So but yeah, that is the rankings. #1 Alabama, #2 Michigan, #3 Georgia, and #4 Cincinnati. Like I said, let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think of it. It's going to be really fun watching these matchups. It might even be better for Michigan to play Georgia rather than Cincinnati. So if they have a tougher game, because if they do win, then they would be coming off of a tougher game, and they would be, maybe more prepared for Alabama than coming off of a win against Cincinnati. So that might be good for them, but it will be a huge test. Definitely the biggest game of the year for Michigan against the best defense they have seen. But obviously Alabama really torched their defense, and maybe showed some things to Michigan. Obviously Michigan is more of a run team, but we can pass the ball as well, so we are kind of a run and passing offense. When we need to pass the ball, we can pass the ball. When we need to run the ball, we can run the ball very well and very effectively. The main thing in that one, I think Michigan will just have to win the offensive line. They'll have to win the line of scrimmage, and they'll have to obviously contain Georgia's offense, which obviously really isn't that hard. With their quarterback play, we'll see who they choose at quarterback. But that's the rankings. Let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think of them. That being said, I do think that Michigan and Alabama are the best teams in the country right now. I think Michigan has been the more dominant team in the last 2 weeks, so we will see definitely playing their best football right now. It's going to be fun, so we will see what happens. And like I said, I will be coming out with a hype video for the playoffs for Michigan. If you're a Michigan fan, look out for that. And then also, still be covering Michigan basketball. They actually play tomorrow, Tuesday, so probably do a post-game video on Wednesday on that game, and then also be covering Michigan football recruiting. So just stick around here on this channel, look out for those videos. And other than that, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Just a little casual video talking about the college football playoffs. And if you guys did, go ahead, hit that like button and subscribe for more. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. We will see you guys in the next video. Peace.